Tales, where every story has a lesson and every lesson has a heart. Nobody in Willowbrook wanted to go near the old bear. Not ever, not even once. His name was Grom, and he lived alone on the cold stone ledge at the far edge of the forest. Every creature hurried past with their eyes down. Every creature except Cinder. She sat on the branch above the mossy bridge, tilting her head the way she always did when something puzzled her. And she was very, very puzzled. Because this morning, hidden beneath Grom's stone ledge, she had spotted something that made no sense at all.
Why would a bear who hates everyone keep a little bouquet of flowers by his door?
Cinder flew back to the great oak, where Hazel was arranging a pile of acorns into a careful little tower, the way she always did when she was thinking. The whole forest knew about Grom. He roared at anyone who came close. He had scattered the squirrel's winter store once just for stepping too near his ledge. Even the oldest badgers refused to walk that path after dark. But Cinder remembered something her mother had told her long ago, that creatures who push others away the hardest are often the ones who need kindness the most. She tilted her head. She thought about the flowers, small, carefully arranged, tied with a single blade of grass.
Cinder, everyone says Grom is dangerous. Please don't do something brave and ridiculous.
Someone put those flowers there, Hazel. Someone gentle lives inside that grumpy bear.
Cinder decided to bake. Well, to gather, really. Crows don't bake, but she collected wild berries, honeycomb from the hollow elm, and dried seeds that smelled like warmth. She arranged them carefully on a large flat leaf and tied it with river grass, the best she could do. Her heart beat fast as she flew toward the stone ledge. The shadows grew colder, the trees thinned out. She landed on the path, and immediately the ground shook. Grom rose from the darkness like a mountain, deciding to stand up. He was enormous. He was furious. His small, dark eyes found Cinder, and they were not soft at all. Go, away, now. I don't want visitors, I don't want gifts, and I don't want a little bird staring at me. Cinder dropped the leaf package at the edge of the path, gently, not in retreat, and flew back to the branch above. She watched. Grom stared at the gift for a long, long moment. Then he batted it off the path with one heavy paw and disappeared back into the shadows. Cinder's chest felt hollow. She flew home slowly. But the next morning, she came back. She left wild strawberries this time. He knocked those away too. The morning after that, pine nuts and a sprig of lavender, knocked away before she had even flown out of sight. Hazel was watching from a safe distance, her dark eyes full of worry. This was only the beginning of Cinder's troubles.
3 days, Cinder. He won't even look at them. Maybe some creatures just don't want kindness.
He looked at the lavender for 4 whole seconds before he knocked it away. That's something.
On the 4th morning, something changed. The gift was still there. Cinder's small bundle of dried berries and honeycomb, still sitting exactly where she had placed it, untouched. She tilted her head. He hadn't knocked it away. He hadn't taken it either, but it was still there. She flew closer, and that is when she heard it, a sound she had never expected from a creature so large, so gruff, so frightening. It was quiet, barely there at all, but in the grey morning hush of the forest, Cinder heard Grom crying, low and slow, the way old rivers move, and everything Cinder had worked for would be decided in the very next moment. She used to bring me flowers too, my little cub, before she was gone. Cinder did not move. She did not speak. She simply stayed. The whole forest seemed to hold its breath. Grom lifted his great head. He saw her, small, black, one white feather catching the pale morning light, and a flash of something fierce crossed his face. His voice, when it came, was raw and low and frightening. Cinder's wings trembled. Every instinct told her to fly. She had come so many days, she had tried so hard, and now, alone with this enormous grieving bear who was looking at her with those dark, broken eyes, she felt, for the very first time, genuinely afraid. She opened her beak, and almost nothing came out. "You have no idea what I have lost. You were just a small bird. What could you possibly know about grief?"
You're right. I don't know. But I know you shouldn't have to carry it alone.
Something shifted in Grom's eyes. The anger drained away, slowly, like water through old roots, and what was left beneath was simply sadness and exhaustion. The loneliness of carrying something heavy for far too long with no one to help hold it. He looked at the small bundle of berries. He looked at the little crow with the one bright feather, and without a word, Grom reached out one enormous paw, gently, carefully, and took the gift. He ate it slowly. Then he sat down beside Cinder on the cold stone, and the two of them watched the morning light begin to warm the forest together. Cinder tilted her head and smiled the only way crows can, with their eyes. "The berries taste like the ones she liked. How did you know?"
The truth is small, but it is the only thing that holds the sky up. And the truth is, you deserve kindness, Grom.
After that morning, Grom was never quite as alone. Cinder visited often. Hazel eventually brought acorns, then stayed to chat. The other creatures of Willowbrook, curious at first, slowly found that the old bear's stone ledge was actually a rather warm place to rest. And Grom, slowly, quietly, began to come back to himself. Not all at once, but piece by piece, the way spring always returns. Because one small crow had refused to give up on him. A small act of kindness can open even the most closed heart. And so, as the stars twinkled above Willowbrook, the forest grew quiet, and every creature rested. Good night, little one. Sweet dreams. But somewhere in the forest, a new adventure was already beginning, and we'll find out what it is very soon, right here on Willowbrook Tales.
You don't have to be big to make a big difference, Cinder. You proved that.
Thank you for not giving up on a grumpy old bear.